Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a really good Mahler Symphony Number 5, conducted by Rafael Payare, the new conductor, her music director in Montreal. He's really good. I mean, at least on evidence here. I mean, you know he's really good. Look at the guy. Just look at the guy. He's got hair, lots of hair. I mean, if you're going to be a serious conductor, the first requirement is that you have lots of hair. So you think, okay, that's a good sign. That's a really good beginning. But Mahler's Fifth, as we all know, is probably the most difficult of all the symphonies to conduct. It certainly has the most really bad performances of any of the Mahler symphonies. It's the longest Mahler symphony in terms of bars, but not in terms of length. The reason, of course, is because you've got that scherzo, which is like 18 or 19 minutes of music in 3/4 time and at a rather quick tempo. It's just difficult, and the string parts are really hard, and everyone's got a lot to do. Well, it's Mahler. Of course, everyone's got a lot to do. But it's also hard to shape. And the best thing I can say about this performance is that it has no dead spots. None whatsoever. I mean, it's not perfect. Okay, there's no big tam-tam crash at the end of the second movement. Why don't, yeah. And the final chorale at the very end, it could have a little bit more balls from the brass. He could let go a little bit more. You know, it always amazes me these days, just parenthetically, that conductors like to achieve miracle shadings of degrees of pianissimo, but they can't play loud. Why don't they do the same thing at the other end of the dynamic spectrum? Why don't they just blow our brains out? Well, anyway, he comes close in places. He does. Those are two very, very small criticisms. Everything else I have to say is positive. First of all, the Montreal Symphony sounds fabulous. I mean, this is so much better than... This is also on PentaTone, by the way. Like Bitchkov and Czechville are doing a Mahler cycle on PentaTone. This is like 10 times better than that performance was. It really is. The orchestra sounds great. The woodwinds are marvelous, absolutely marvelous. The string playing's really tightened together. The second movement has lots of bite and guts, but the interpretation is wonderful. It's fresh. It's lively. It's vibrant. It moves. It flows. You know, he doesn't do stupid things to draw attention to himself. He does do a few things to draw attention to himself, but they're not stupid. For example, the very end of the first movement, you know, it's actually a forte, boom, you know, like that. He plays it piano. Okay, fair enough. Not a problem. At the beginning of the coda of the scherzo, he starts it very slowly. Da-da-dum-bum. Ba-da-dum, ba-ba-bum, bum, ba-da-dum. And then he takes off like a shot. Oh, it's a bit of an exaggeration, perhaps. All to the good. It's all in keeping with the character of the music and what it wants to do. And that's what's really important. At the end of the middle section of the Adagietto, you know, when it's going da 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 dum, da 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 da, you know, it's getting slower and slower. Some conductors milk that. I remember seeing Michael Tilson Thomas do it. Oh God, you thought that it was going to take him a week and a half to get to the top of that last scale. He doesn't. He makes a retard, but he maintains the flow of the music. He connects that middle section to what's coming later, the beginning of the reprise. It sounds so natural. This is what he does, generally speaking. I mean, he has everything coherent and flowing and smart, and oh, I love it. It's such an intelligent performance. I mean, it has a high IQ, and it's really like a big deal, because Mahler fives, just really good ones, are not thick on the field. They really aren't. But when this is over, you feel refreshed. You don't feel that it's been a chore to listen to. You feel that the orchestra really got it and really had a great time playing the music, and you'll have a great time listening to the music. I was so thrilled by this. It was such an unexpected treat. It really was. I mean, Montreal took this on tour. They played it in New York, and they've done a bunch of, you know, performances of this work. So obviously they've got it down. They really do. And aside from those teeny little quibbles, I mean, this is as good a Mahler 5 as you're going to hear anywhere. I really mean it. It's terrific, and it bodes very, very well for what Montreal's doing and for Payare or Payare, or however you pronounce it. I mean, it's French. Who cares? Payare. Let's do it that way. And I just hope that they keep performing at this same very, very high level, because boy, do they sound good. And the recording's really good too. Sonically, it's splendid. It's just beautiful. Everything about it made me very happy, and it will make you happy too. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.